So today I'm going to teach you how to make a lemony seafood pesto pasta. Specifically, I'm going to be using linguine. I kind of freestyled this dish, not really too much of a recipe, but I really like this because it took me back to the summers I would spend on Long Island with my cousins. Being up in Vermont, I just don't really get that when I go out to eat anymore. But hopefully through what I talk about when I'm showing you how to make this dish, you can pick up on some things where if you don't have certain ingredients, you could swap them out or completely omit them. And also, if you're just making any pasta dish, I want you to take some of the concepts that you'll learn today and apply it to based off of whatever you have in your fridge or whatever you don't have in your fridge. So enough talking, let's get cooking. Here's our ingredients list for the seafood pesto pasta. So I use linguine, 3/4 of a pound for about 4 people, olive oil, salt, shrimp and scallops or any other protein you have on hand, white wine, pesto, either homemade or store-bought, lemon zest, and copious amounts of parm, otherwise known as love. So we're starting off with a pot of water, salted over high heat, set to boil, and a saute pan set to medium high heat. And then we're going to drizzle in some olive oil and let that heat up before adding our seafood. So after you add your seafood to the pan, don't forget to salt it. This pan should be hot enough so that when the food hits the pan, it should be sizzling. We're going for browning here. Browning will give us nice umami flavors. So if your pan isn't hot enough, by the time your shrimp actually might start to brown, it'll probably be overcooked, so make sure your pan's hot enough. As you're cooking your seafood, your pasta water should come to a boil at some point, so then you're gonna wanna add your pasta and then set a timer for about a minute shy of the minimum cook time that the package directions say. So another benefit of browning your food is that not all of the brown parts are gonna be on the food itself. It's actually gonna stick to the pan, and that's a good thing as long as it's not burnt. So we're gonna take that flavor off of the pan by deglazing it with white wine. It's gonna add a lot of nice, complex umami flavors to our dish. And then once you've scraped off a lot of the brown bits, you're gonna add your pesto. Make sure to mix the pesto around and really get it mixed into that white wine. So now we're gonna take some of the starchy pasta water and we're gonna add it to our sauce. The reason for this is that the starchiness is gonna help thicken our sauce, and it's also gonna allow the sauce to cling to our noodles better. So once your pasta is just shy of al dente, we're gonna put it in the pan with our sauce. Don't worry about the extra water hanging around. It's just gonna add more starch to our sauce, which is gonna help thicken it. And plus, as we cook it in the pan, the pasta is gonna continue to cook. It's gonna absorb some of our sauce, and a lot of that water from the pasta water is actually gonna evaporate, and in the end, it's just gonna result in a much more thick sauce that's gonna be nice and stuck to the noodles. After mixing for a while, you're gonna have to do a little flick of the wrist. So this is gonna help emulsify the sauce and really get it incorporated and help it thicken up a bit more. And then once that's all cooked, just add back in your seafood and toss to combine. And then this is where you will grate in your lemon zest, which I like because it adds a nice bright lemon flavor without adding much acidity. And then also grate as much parm as your heart desires. And then this is just me, but I love cracked black pepper on everything. And there you have it. That's how you make the seafood pesto pasta. It's nice because it's just so flavorful. It comes together so quickly and so easily. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It's fresh, simple. And I know I sound like I'm out of shape. I'm not. I'm just going for a walk because I just ate a ton of pasta. All right, so that's a good way to get over a pasta hangover.